From the heart of Michigan State University, Focal Point starts right now.
Hello and welcome to Focal Point News. I'm Gabriel Klein.
And I'm Michaela Mazza. Thanks for tuning in. It's October 24th, 2025, which means that we are officially into spooky season.
Yes, our Mid-Michigan community is getting ready for Halloween.
And that means trick-or-treaters take on the town. One pre-Halloween event in downtown Lansing is happening right now. And we have Focal Point's Amy Cho to tell us more.
Danielle Hastings is on a mission to promote personal wellness through handmade products.
I realized the importance of self-care and how much we as a community struggle with taking care of ourselves and self-care.
Sylvia's Sutzeries even lets guests make and take home their own creations.
We have a lot of interactive pieces in the shop, whether you can customize your own foaming sugar scrub, paint your own bath bomb.
On a normal day, Sylvia's Sutzeries is a gift shop that sells items like soaps and candles. But today, those aren't the only things they offer.
We have a cauldron full of candy that I am so excited for, as well as we dress up.
Trick or Treat on the Square is an annual event Hastings looks forward to.
Seeing the kids' faces and the excitement and just like being a part of that memory.
But preparing for the event takes a lot of effort.
We plan for Halloween around like early May and stuff in our plans, and what are we going to do to make it look different for the kids.
Although this year is Hastings' 4th year participating, her passion for the event still remains.
We change up our costume, we like to have a lot of fun in general and just be kooky and quirky.
By the end of the night, Hastings hopes to provide lasting memories for all guests.
It creates memories for kids, and not everyone has the best childhood, but at least there's one memory you can have of a certain like event or holiday. Okay, I don't know.
This isn't going on for too long, but there's already costumes just flooding to so many princesses, pumpkins, and everything in between. Right next to me, a trick-or-treater that wants to tell you a little bit more about her experience. So, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Ava, and I chose this costume, and I just really like it because I just wanted to be a dinosaur for some reason. I just felt the nerve, and I just thought about it over the past couple of weeks, years. I don't know. It was just, I wanted to choose it, and I like it.
Yeah, and what is your favorite candy that you've gotten so far?
Well, I have a lot of favorite candy, but my most favorite one is Sour Patch.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ava. This event will go on until 7 p.m. tonight right here in Lansing. If you want to come on out, support local businesses, and spread some Halloween. That's all for me now. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Amy. It looks like such a fun and safe event for our Mid-Michigan kids. Certainly there's some safety concerns around this holiday, like making sure candy is safe to eat and even watching out for drivers in the neighborhood.
But the safety doesn't stop when the trick-or-treating ends. Another hazard could be lurking right beneath your wheels.
Potholes are nothing new to Michigan, but a recently signed plan could turn one booming business into better roads across our state. Focal Point's Griffin Makrovich tells us how this initiative plans to fill those holes using some unlikely revenue.
Pot for potholes. A new Michigan wholesale cannabis tax is set to go into effect on January 1st in the hopes to raise over $420 million annually for road and bridge reconstruction.
But what does this mean for the Michigan cannabis industry? I spoke with the general manager of Ascend, Jessica Jordan, as well as the CEO and founder of Pure Options, Sam Usman, who aren't thrilled with the decisions.
I was disgusted when I heard and knew that, okay, they finally pushed through this tax.
I don't know what business on earth can absorb a 24% tax and still be profitable.
I just hit a pothole the other day and had to get my tire fixed. So I understand, but I feel there's other ways they could go about it.
I am 42 years old, and these roads have been a problem since the day I was born and probably years prior to that. And they look as shitty as they've ever looked. So, no, I don't think it's going to do anything at all.
They feel that the cannabis industry is being targeted due to the economic success of legalization.
What cannabis has already brought into the state over the past several years, The tax monies already went to roads, went to schools. So it's like, why now punish a business, an industry that has brought so much into the state? Why not put that tax on alcohol?
For many consumers, it's much more than just a recreational drug.
It's not just about getting high, you know, this is something that medically makes a difference in people's lives, whether it's a physical ailment, a mental illness. My dad got really sick. He was diagnosed with 2 forms of cancer and nothing helped him. He had a rare form of leukemia called MDS and also dually had prostate cancer. So nothing helped him but cannabis. So I became a caregiver and I was able to provide him with things and get him things that helped him. And he lived a year and a half longer than he was supposed to, and all due to cannabis.
With the increase in legal cannabis prices, some will be incentivized to return to the streets.
I think the domino effect is going to be much, much greater than driving through some potholes.
I think that the black market will thrive again because it will be cheaper to get it in the black market than it is in our licensed facilities.
In East Lansing, I'm Griffin Makrovich, Focal Point News.
It's definitely an unexpected source of funding, but state officials say they really think that this plan will improve our roads.
And while these state officials continue to develop improvement plans, local officials gear up for their elections in a few weeks. One thing to think about is that MSU students make up a large population of the city's residents. But do they participate in local elections? Focal Point's Sonia Crone set out to find an answer.
The signs are up, election day is approaching. In East Lansing, the city general elections are scheduled for November 4th.
We have a local election for city council, and we also will have a ballot item on the ballot for local parks and recreation millage.
And many MSU students can vote in East Lansing.
So students can vote in East Lansing if they're residents here in East Lansing and can demonstrate that they've been residents for longer than 30 days. A lot of students don't change their address from their home communities, whether those are in Michigan or not. And so it's important, if you want to be a voter in East Lansing, that you make sure that you take the steps to change your address and register to vote in this community.
This is the MSU Union, which is one of the 5 locations on campus where students will be able to vote on November 4th. And I just talked to students to see whether or not they're planning on voting.
I think I'm going to vote just to make sure that campus is clean, that we keep things up.
Yes, I plan on voting. It's my first election that I'll be 18 to vote in, so I'm excited for it.
Probably not, because I wouldn't want to vote if I don't know anything about any of the candidates. So I probably won't vote.
Yeah, it's important for me to vote here because I hear a lot about the education policies, and so I think it's important that my vote is going to where I go to school.
It's 11 days out from Election Day, and students can still register to vote at the city clerk's office. In East Lansing, I'm Sonia Crone, Focal Point News.
The East Lansing general election is on November 4th. Have you registered to vote? If you're interested in voting this year, you can check out the city's website for more information.
Now into some global news. The conflict in Gaza has sparked mixed reactions, even in our mid-Michigan community. Now that a ceasefire is in effect, Focal Point's Ryan Morris captures the local perspective.
Just over 2 years ago, the conflict in Gaza created a ripple effect in the worldwide community, with Jewish and Islamic communities at Michigan State being affected in particular. Just over 2 weeks ago, a ceasefire was agreed upon with hostages and prisoners being exchanged, leaving many with a mix of cautious optimism and skepticism of it holding.
Today in East Lansing, I talked to 2 students from both communities about the ceasefire in Gaza.
Born in the West Bank in Palestine, Nassim sprung to Palestinian advocacy. A former president of the Students for Justice in Palestine, and a current member of the Hurriyah Coalition.
Some happiness at first that we saw on social media directly from Gaza, that the bombings did stop for at least a little bit. However, other than that, we're met. Palestinians are still met with skepticism. They're still met with this harsh reality that, like, the ceasefire probably wouldn't take place fully.
The ceasefire is holding despite reports from organizations like the Associated Press reporting Israel performed strikes in response to reported attacks on Israeli forces. It's been met with concern in the Islamic community. Nassim emphasized student advocacy as an important pillar to drive change.
The students play a big role in challenging their institutions when their institutions are mistaken or when their institutions are on the wrong side of history.
Where Palestinians remain skeptical, the Israeli community holds more cautious optimism for the results of the ceasefire. Talking to a Michigan State alumni currently studying in Israel, Isaac Smith spoke about his hopes for Jewish communities worldwide at the ceasefire, offering a stark contrast to the unease felt by Palestinians.
Having all of the hostages back was a huge relief to everyone.
He has hope for a lasting peace and voices concerns the Jewish community face in the United States and Israel, and their idea for how peace can be attained.
It's definitely high hopes, but I think that's maybe even the goal of having, making peace with all of the other, countries around, Saudi Arabia, even Syria now, maybe eventually even Lebanon. And then having that be used as a catalyst to then have all of those new friends in the region help catalyze peace with the Palestinians.
Here at East Lansing, people from both sides will keep their hopes up in this time of uncertainty. In East Lansing, I'm Ryan Morris, Focal Point News.
It's so interesting to see the wide range of perspectives on this issue, especially the local view.
Now we have to take a quick break, but don't go anywhere.
When we come back, learn more about a nationwide week dedicated to transfer students.
And then it's all things weather. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Focal Point News. Thank you for staying with us.
As the winter months approach, Canada geese are migrating south, but their increasing population numbers in the spring and summer are a cause for local debate. Focal Point's Liam Clymer spoke to experts on both sides of the issue.
Seeing Canada geese around Michigan is far from an uncommon sight.
Canada geese have a very long history in the state of Michigan.
But for those in charge of maintaining the state's wide-ranging ecosystems,
we have a lot of conflicts between humans and Canada geese.
These fowl can cause complications, leading to a Department of Natural Resources initiative to curb the population.
The Canada Goose program.
Waterfowl specialist Callie Rush says most pests are able to be regulated through initiatives such as hunting. But Canada geese make habitats of more populated areas, and standard tactics prove to be ineffective.
So if you've ever been on lakes and you see like an owl or like a coyote kind of outline or something, those are usually to try to scare the geese away.
And this year, the DNR added a new strategy to their tool belt, a pilot program.
When all efforts fail.
One that involved the lethal gassing and shooting of Canada geese.
That part was paused.
Why? Public pushback.
We don't want to pay to shoot these birds.
And while this gaggle of geese behind me may seem like a nuisance to some, others have a different story.
Like, it's not inhumane to have to curve a population. The way in which you do it matters.
Wildlife ecology and management student Marley Fagan says the situation isn't so black and white.
Another example of human-wildlife conflicts that result in the euthanization of animals would be like human-bear conflicts in Montana.
Drawing on his experience as an out-of-state student.
That is reasonable because if you have a bear that's comfortable around humans, that poses an actual safety risk. Many such cases of people being attacked by bears. There's no recorded human deaths from geese.
Fagan says the distinction between nuisance and safety is critical in DNR action, adding that the guidelines for euthanization are too vague.
The requirements were either you had to have 100 geese on the property in question, or they had to meet a certain health concern.
Many private organizations, such as golf courses or large businesses, could easily qualify for removal through sheer Canada geese numbers, without using other deterrents first.
They're not harming people. They're just not visually appealing to some people.
Yet, on both sides of the issue, folks agree that workshopping new solutions for the PAWS program before geese return from migration is key. In East Lansing, Liam Clymer, Focal Point News.
Rush says that the Michigan DNR wants to hear from you. To make your voice heard on this issue, she suggests reaching out to a DNR office near you or to contact local legislatures.
The geese are probably getting ready to fly south for the winter and escape this cold weather we have ahead.
Yep, and speaking of weather, it's definitely gotten chillier in mid-Michigan this past week, but what's in store for the weekend? Focal Point's Braden Willis is at the weather wall with the latest.
Thanks, Gabriel and Michaela, and hello to you, wherever you're watching from on this pretty sunny yet brisk Friday evening. Let's go ahead and start off with a bit of a wide lens view on what we're working with here on our national map in terms of highs for the day. Starting off on the west coast here, we've got things looking pretty cool across the board. Sacramento here at 54, a little further south. LA feeling like 58. Phoenix feeling a little warm at 62, and Seattle up here sitting all the way around 54. Shifting our attention a little further east, things are looking just about the same. Chicago at 36, Indianapolis 37, and 43 here at home in Detroit. A little bit further east over on the coast, we've got some more cool temps. Portland at 47, New York at 46, and Charleston at a warmer 56. Narrowing our sights a little closer to home gives us our regional map of the Midwest, where temperatures are looking a little bit cooler than last week, and we're finally getting able to dip our toes into the 30s in some places even. Cleveland hovering around the 49 area, Green Bay all the way at 33, and a brisk 42 over in Columbus. And finally, the moment we've all been waiting for is our 7-day forecast for our temperatures here in East Lansing. We're feeling like 50 right now with a low all the way down at 33 tonight and up to a high of 53 tomorrow with a low of 32. Looking like some average tailgating weather for that rivalry football match tomorrow. A partly cloudy day on Sunday, high of 56 and a low of 31. A little cooler on Monday with a high of 54 and a low of 35. And after that, nothing yet again but consistently low 50s and cool nights. So we're definitely feeling like spooky season when it comes to weather. Hopefully Mother Nature can cooperate with us a little bit and help us gear up for Halloween next Friday. Chances are the temps will only continue moving in this trend in the colder direction as we get ready to head into the winter months. But for now, that's all I've got over here at the weather wall. Make sure you have a smart and safe weekend. Gabriel and Michaela, back to you guys.
Thanks, Braden. It's looking like some good tailgating weather for the rivalry football game tomorrow.
We'll have more on that later, but first, here's a fall tradition that's worth highlighting.
After growing a few too many pumpkins and starting a roadside market, Andy T's farm was created.
I found this vacant property and I bought it for $800 an acre. It took me years and years to get this thing running correctly. It's finally running the way it should be.
After expanding the farm, Andy T has kept the hayride experience going for years.
Somehow, I can't remember how we got involved with the college, and I went for it.
And that he does.
Andy T's is safe. Andy T's has good insurance. And Andy T's is the only place to go. And I'm like going, wow, that is a compliment and a half. It is pretty cool to have people come up and say thanks for making great memories.
While nothing beats a good hayride, Andy T provides produce and activities for the community.
We're up to like 300 acres. Our main money crops are sweet corn, which is branded, and our pumpkins.
While pumpkins and produce are important here, nothing is more important than the community.
The customers kind of become your family, your friends, you kind of talk about things on Sunday afternoon when they come in and grab their donuts or their pie for their family dinner.
I've actually came here since I was younger, and now that I have kids of my own, I bring them over here to pick out their pumpkins, and it's just really made like a tradition for our family.
Well, this farm and market has been a staple to the area.
And I'm getting older, and Andy T can't keep doing this forever.
Things may be changing.
I'm looking for buyers. You got to be experienced. I don't want them to run it in the ground.
But for now, the fall traditions continue. In St. John's, this is Jackie Graham for Focal Point News.
A fall tradition that some students have said is a quintessential part of the college experience. And as you just saw, Andy T's is a local spot to get cider and donuts too.
Oh, that sounds so delicious. And now that we're in the fall spirit, I think it's a great time to talk about sports. But first, we've got to take a quick break. Staying with us on Focal Point News.
It's one of the biggest weekends of the season for football fans in Michigan. Rivalry Week is back and excitement is building on and off the field.
The countdown to kickoff is underway and local officials are working to make sure the weekend is safe for everyone. Focal Point's Meg Vandermark found out what sort of safety measures are in place for the big game.
It's a rivalry that takes over East Lansing. Tailgates, packed bars, and nonstop crowds from morning to beyond midnight. But for first responders, it's not just another football Saturday.
Game day is one of those things that we mentally prepare for. We know walking in here that tomorrow is going to be extremely busy. We're going to have a lot of medical calls. All 4 of our ambulances are going to be running pretty much nonstop for their entire shift.
The department brings in extra crews, making sure both residents and visitors are covered.
The downtown area, the bars are full. People are having a good time. There's a lot of tailgating, so we prepare extra staff to make sure all those both our city residents and all of our guests are taken care of.
Across campus, police are also stepping up patrols, working with county, state, and federal partners to manage traffic and safety.
We often say that we're Spartans protecting Spartans. A lot of our staff, police and security, are alumni ourselves. So we're excited about this. It's a fun opportunity for everybody, and our officers are well prepared and looking forward to a good event.
Rosman says fans can even get live updates straight to their phones.
And you can do that by texting Spartan FB25 to 888-777.
By tomorrow, these gates will be filled with fans headed into Spartan Stadium. Right now, safety crews are setting up preventive measures to make sure that this day runs smoothly.
City officials expect a packed downtown and full parking garages, and they're reminding fans to stay aware and look out for one another.
Stay with your friends, get home safely, don't drink and drive. Don't ever hesitate. That's what 911 is there for. You know, even though this is a lot of work, a lot of preparation, this is what makes us the community we are
in East Lansing, where it's not just another football weekend. Meg Vandermark, Focal Point News.
So along with game day traditions are a lot of safety elements too. Local officials say they want fans to have fun, but more importantly, stay safe.
And we've got more on tomorrow's rivalry coming up. But in the meantime, some other MSU athletics saw success this week.
That's right, Gabe. Let's send it over to Focal Point's Ryan Morris. He's in the Spartan newsroom with highlights from the latest in sports.
Thank you, Gabriel and Michaela, and hello from the Spartan newsroom. It was certainly a busy week for sports. Let's start on the ice. Michigan State's hockey dominated the ice this past weekend. The Spartans entered the weekend ranked 3rd in the nation, but conquered the matches with back-to-back wins over first-ranked Boston University. And these wins brought our Spartans to the top of the leaderboard. By the end of the weekend, Michigan State had claimed the #1 spot in the USCHO rankings. And after 6 months of unexpected departures, encouraging transfer pickup, and the same old coach, MSU's men's basketball is back. The Izzone is back, and like normal, they packed out the Breslin Center for the exhibition matchup against the Bowling Green State Falcons. They would strike first as Sam Towns swings around and nails a 3 early in the game. In response, junior forward Cohen Carr flies high for the Spartans, first point of the year. Great defense kept the Spartans in it, like this huge block from Carson Cooper that had the Breslin all in unison screaming, "Coop!" Cohen Carr wasn't the only one dunking, as Jackson Kohler hopped up there for 2 more. Later on, Flight 55 was back at it again, adding to his own highlight reel for this assist from Jeremy Fears. It was a hard-fought contest, as you could see by Coop getting the rebound and Carr swinging it to Fears for the three. It was hard to deny the Falcons' effort, and throughout the game, but Spartans would pull out the victory, 75-66. The green and white will open up their regular season against the Colgate Raiders on Monday, November 3rd. And finally, the long-awaited football rivalry. What does every matchup need? The game ball, of course. Focal Point's Jack David and Michaela Mazza say the game ball for the big game tomorrow night was delivered in a unique way and for a great cause.
At Michigan State University, campus is absolutely packed this weekend with students, tailgaters, alumni, and many more all coming to Spartan Stadium for the matchup tomorrow night.
That's right, Jack. And you know, this is one of the most famous matchups in the Midwest. And Michigan State is looking to come back after losing the last 3 years in a row to the Wolverines, and they're looking to get back in that win column tomorrow.
Absolutely, Michaela. And the game ball for the game tomorrow was delivered by the Michigan and Michigan State ROTC. They ran it all the way from Ann Arbor to East Lansing for the game tomorrow night.
Yep, it was an event called Alex's Great Race, and it took place just before the game tomorrow.
Two of the cadets who delivered the game ball ran a long way.
I personally ran a little over 30, and we were planning on doing 37, which would be exactly half, but we had to cut out one of the legs just because it's an incredibly tough race.
My knees hurt really bad, so I kind of stopped at 18, 19 miles.
In total, it was a 64-mile journey, but they aren't cheering for the football team, and it's not just for fun. Instead, it's for a good cause.
It's an opportunity to raise awareness for disability causes in that we never know what a student is facing, right, when they're here.
Alex Powell, the namesake of the race and a former MSU student, passed away from a rare and aggressive form of cancer.
This race honors Alex's legacy. It was started by his parents back in 2014 after Alex's passing.
His legacy is bringing the two schools together during a week that often preaches division.
Instead of creating a MSU versus U of M kind of feel, it creates a collaborative spirit between the two schools.
When you watch the game tomorrow night, make sure you remember how the game ball got there and the heartwarming meaning behind it. At Michigan State University, Jack David
and Michaela Mazza.
Focal Point News.
That's the game ball that will be used when the Spartans take on the Wolverines tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. under the lights. Stay safe and enjoy the game. That's all I have for you this week in the world of sports. Gabe and Michaela, back to you.
Thanks, Ryan. A successful week indeed for MSU sports, and hopefully a positive outcome in a rivalry game tomorrow.
Another rivalry of sorts actually happened today over in Meridian Township.
It was a showdown of first responders, the East Lansing Fire Department versus the Meridian Township Fire Department.
Each of these groups took their tools to a car for this annual tradition. Focal Point's Braden Willis shows us more.
It's a day everyone's been waiting for.
It's just a fun community event.
Well, maybe not everyone, but these two fire departments have been.
We've done it for many years, right before the Michigan State game.
Meridian Township and East Lansing squaring off in a contest called the Great Divide.
Pretty soon our brothers and sisters from East Lansing Fire will be showing up. We're going to use the Milwaukee tools that are here, cut these cars in half as quickly as possible, and we always have a little fun competition between the departments.
Ironically, the Great Divide is bringing people closer than ever for a little bit of community fun, a little bit of school spirit before the football game, and of course, how could I forget, some stellar free hot dogs. But more important to the parties involved is a victory, and both teams came prepared.
We're allowed to get here a little bit early and prep the cars.
Look for things we can remove from the car before, like gas lines, brake lines. I don't know if I want to give this out to East Lansing, but we do the kick test. So you walk up to the car, give it a kick, and the one that has the most rust fall out from underneath, that's the one you usually want to go for. So.
And before anyone knew it, the carnage commenced. But who came out on top?
But we were victorious this year. East Lansing Fire won this year. We're all great friends, being neighbors. We actually work together quite a bit on incidents. Can't wait to get back to the station and let everybody know that we've got the trophy this year.
In Okemos, I'm Braden Willis, Focal Point News.
So the East Lansing crew came out on top this year.
What a fun rivalry and a great place to end our show.
Yes, that's all we have for you today on Focal Point News.
Thanks for tuning in. I'm Gabriel Klein.
And I'm Michaela Mazza. We'll see you next time. Have a great weekend.